Hey guys, how's it going? Captain Foley here with you again for another Captain's Q&A, Captain's Hangout, whatever you want to call it. Um, yeah, looking forward to talking up a storm and hanging out with you guys. I actually have to move this. There. So. That's better. 9 people watching, 2 likes. That is awesome. Make sure you hit that like button, guys, if you haven't already. Hit it. Let's see. I gotta pull this up here. This is not working. There we go. So SC Scout guy, Brad, Fat Produce. I'm still stumped as to why. Yeah, it's still doing a thing. So I don't know if you're doing executable file for me or whatever, but if you could and let me know, that'd be great. Not an inspector. That's detective, consulting detective, as a matter of fact. Daniel's Hot Topics is here. So, Indian. Why are you saying Indian? Don't know. Damn fine hat. It is. This is the one of the deerstalker hats, or the deerstalker hat I actually picked up in London, England, when I was at 221B Baker Street. So this is an official one. It's even got in the side there. Got the official Sherlock Holmes, the genuine handmade Sherlock Holmes deerstalker 221B London. So deal with it. And do people know what my shirt and my hat have in common? Probably not. It's the operations console on the Enterprise D, and we all know that that's where Data worked, and he's a huge Sherlock Holmes fan, so nice time. Jill 47, $2. Hello. With a teary face and a question mark. I don't know what that means, Jill. I'm sorry. Glad you're back, though. Clandestine comment, it's an Indian hat. The deerstalker, I don't know about that. Jolan True says Valita. Mark Ward is here. Captain Kenny. So many astromechs. Yeah, I got a thing for astromechs. It is what it is. Chris Maddox. Hi, Captain. I'd super chat, but I'm more broke than Star Trek Picard. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. Yeah, so let's just hang out so we can chat and, just do a quick Q&A, maybe an hour or so. I'm not sure exactly how long I'm going to do. I forgot it was Good Friday, to be honest, because I don't even know what day it is these days. So, actually, let me adjust this just a tick. You can't see my phasers, actually. Yeah, that's maybe too low. That's a bit better, I guess. Darth Revan says, nice deerstalker hat. How have you been, Foley? I've been good. How have you been? Hope everything is well with you guys. And I hope you like the new camera. Got a new iPhone 11 Pro Max, which has a wider front camera by the looks of it. So it gets in more of the collection, which is really nice. And hopefully the quality is good. So this was the phone I was setting up yesterday when I did my other live. Olivia Julius, hello Sherlock Holmes. Got done with my load, now hanging out in Toledo, Ohio. Very cool, Olivia. The Elcar's shirt is fantastic. Yeah, this came in the last, not the last one, the one before last, the Star Trek Mission Crate from Loot Crate. So I've done an unboxing of it. So that is a phone. Wow, yeah, it's the fancy phone. And I'm using the front camera too. The back camera has like 3 different lenses, so it's all fancy and stuff. But I'm not using the 3 fancy cameras. But they did upgrade the front one. So I like the wider field of view. It's kind of nice. Didn't really expect that, but it looks good nonetheless. Also, for your annoyance, says Olivia, hashtag Picard fertilizer. Oh, Olivia. Alec Cap. Who is responsible for expecting such rubbish and calling it Star Trek? For expecting such rubbish. I don't think anybody was expecting rubbish, so I don't know what you mean exactly. I don't know if you're referring to Picard or not, but McNally investing. I'm thinking about starting building Star Trek ship models with my 8-year-old. Any suggestions what to start with? Yes, start with the AMT kits, the AMT 1/1000 scale, TOS Enterprise or Refit, whatever. There's quite a few good ones, and they go together very well, and they're not hard. 1/1000 scale is a good size to work with, so I would suggest those ones to start. Daniel's Hot Topics, Trekyards, Captain Foley. IMDb says Picard Season 2, Episode 1 has been filmed. Do you think this is accurate? At least in part. I don't think it would have all been filmed, but I think they probably started before the COVID thing happened. I know everything's on hold now because of that. So, but I think in part, yes, it has probably started to be filmed at least. Darth Revan. Camera looks good. Love the shirt and want it also. Yeah, I've been hard Irish lockdown. Lockdown's a bitch. And a friend in Florida's dad died of corona. But good news, we can walk painish free after 5 months. Wow, that's sad to hear. A lot of people have been dying from it. So yeah, just stay safe, guys. Trout Bum Wombat, love the phasers. Thank you. It's my phaser wall, or part of it. Actually, I'm looking at the live, and you guys, I can actually see more headroom and stuff and room on each side than I can see on my screen, which is interesting. Trout Bum Wombat, love the phasers. Well, I said that one already, sorry. Zachary Gibbons, hello world, it's not Bird of Prey 5, lol. No, I never claimed to be Bird of Prey 5. Haven't watched any of his stuff in a while, so hope he's doing well. GT Gamer COVID-19, okay. Mr. Horndog, like the Elmer Fudd hat. No, Sherlock Holmes hat. Deerstalker. BigZebra.com, Trekyards, is the captain losing weight? Well done. I wish. If anything, I'd probably put on weight, because haven't been out doing my walks or anything. Just kind of been stuck in the house and eating because I'm bored. So no, probably put on some weight. But thank you if it looks like I've lost weight. Could just be the hat. Hats make you look like you've lost weight, maybe. Scottish Trekkie, hey Sherlock Holmes, where's Watson? He's out doing things, you know how it is. Valita Petra, did you enjoy Star Trek Online? Not lately. Oh, yeah. That's one of the original promotional pictures. I think it actually came with my collector's edition when it first came out, the poster. But yeah, there's a lot about that that's good. Darth Revan, Trekyards, did the Admiral push the buttons on the shirt to steer you? Not today, she hasn't. But she should. Brandon Gross, what's your favorite Sherlock Holmes story and adaptation? Ooh. Well, adaptation, the Granada series with Jeremy Brett is the definitive Sherlock Holmes collection, hands down. The best Sherlock Holmes actor, the 2 Watsons, David Hardwig and Dick. But yeah, those are the best representations of any Holmes stories. As far as my favorite story, I mean, the Adventures of the Dancing Men is really good. So is the Six Napoleons. Hound of the Baskervilles, can't go wrong with that. It's a classic one that a lot of people see that don't even really follow Sherlock Holmes. So enough movies have been made about. I've been recently on a binge watching different versions of the Hound of the Baskervilles. I just watched the Peter Cushing one, the Jeremy Brett one, and there are a few others I need to check out. But I've kind of been watching Sherlock Holmes a lot lately. So plus I didn't really do my hair for today. That's why I got a hat. It's lazy. PigZebra.com. Is the captain gaining weight? Well done. Maybe. Don't draw attention to it though. Matt Maddage. Who would you like to see direct a Star Trek film? Personally, I'd like to see Deborah Chow or Garth Edwards. Don't know. I'm not up on my directors, but yeah, it's a good question. I honestly don't know. I would have to think about that. Darth Revan, would you agree with me that I was doing if I was doing a trek, I would do an LCARS, but it says words instead of 133, 154, etc. And are you getting PS5 and Xbox One Series X? PS5 probably, Xbox One maybe. The Series X, I haven't heard about that one yet, but more of a PlayStation guy for sure. But I'll be the PS5 when it's available. And as for the L cars having words instead of numbers, yes, to a degree. You need both. The numbers look fancy, and nobody understands what they mean, so they can mean anything to the actors or the characters. So even with TOS, the reason that most things weren't labeled was just because their training was so good that they knew the consoles. Plus, if anybody took over the ship, they wouldn't necessarily know how to operate the ship. So, and apparently, I forget where I read this, but one of the advantages of that is being able to change up the controls on a regular basis, like every month or so, and have your helmsman do new courses so that they know the new controls, so that even if it does get leaked out what the controls were, you could throw people off that want to steal your ship. It, it's interesting. When you play Bridge Crew, all you have to do is hit the little circle button, and it shows you what everything does anyway. So maybe they have holographic implants, so they know exactly what all the buttons do automatically. That'd be my guess. Um, Mattage, Jeremy Brett was a Holmes I quite enjoyed, as you should. No, you guys still there? I don't know. Been buffering. Hold on one second. There, that should fix the issue, I hope. Um, have you thought about getting a Nintendo Switch? Said Big Puff Bubbles. Well, we actually have one. Sylvia has one. Not really my thing, but they are cool. And they got some good games for sure. Like the Mario parties are always fun. So is Mario Kart, stuff like that. But yeah, not a huge fan of Nintendo, honestly. Jonathan Davies puts in £5, so thank you very much. It was only Basil Rathbone that wore the deerstalker in his movies. What wasn't in the books? Stay safe. Not exactly correct. He wore the deerstalker once in one of the stories, and he only wore it when he went to the country. And it was actually William Gillette that first wore it on stage in one of the Sherlock Holmes productions. That's why it became iconic. Then Basil Rathbone started wearing it, and then it just became a thing. It was even joked about in some of the Basil Rathbone movies. He went to grab it once. What was that? Sherlock Holmes in Washington. He went to grab it off the hat rack, and Watson kind of gives him a look, and he puts it back and takes a normal hat. So you're almost right, but it is still an iconic Sherlock Holmes thing, and I love it. I think it's great. So it's kind of become iconic with the character. Even the new Sherlock series makes fun of it as well. He wore it once to kind of escape the building and not be recognized, and he gets his photo taken with it, so everybody links the hat with him. So it's just become a in joke, which is fine. Let's see, 29 people watching, 31 likes. That's awesome. If you haven't hit like yet, make sure you hit like. Shade X27, can we get a Guardian class review? Guardian class, I'd have to look that up. Is it an STO ship? Because anything's possible. We have a lot of stuff lined up, including some STO ships. So lots to talk about soon. Captain Kenny, I always thought it was a list of numbers that corresponds to input commands. Could very well be, I'm not sure. That'd be a good question for Michael Okuda, for sure. Did you enjoy the modern Sherlock? Benedict Cumberbatch. I did. I think it was really well done. The best episode, though, was The Corpse Bride, where he was basically in Victorian London. I mean, that's where he should be. So I think that was the best one. But yeah, he does a good Sherlock Holmes. So does Johnny Lee Miller from Elementary. I would love to see Johnny Lee Miller in a period correct Victorian era Sherlock Holmes anything, because he does a fantastic Holmes. You know who doesn't make a good Holmes? That's Robert Downey Jr. He is absolutely atrocious as Holmes. Sorry, it does not make a good Sherlock Holmes at all. Good actor. Those are fun movies to watch, but I don't get Sherlock when I watch them. It doesn't say Sherlock Holmes. It says Tony Stark, some kind of weird eccentric. I know Holmes was a weird eccentric, but not the way that Downey portrays him. So, yeah. Rosetta Allen. Hello, Foley. Hello, Rosetta. Speaking of, I'll be on Rosetta's show, I guess, tomorrow night at 10, I think is what we had planned. So go subscribe to Rosetta, and I guess she'll be interviewing me. I don't know what she'll be asking me, but it'll be interesting. So it is an STO ship. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get to it at some point. We do know Thomas Maroney, who's the lead ship designer, and he's a fantastic guy. He always helps us out with stuff, and he will be on the show again. XNO, do you think the Picard series is a total train wreck? I felt it was tonally very wrong and felt extremely alien, and not a good way. I enjoyed a lot of the aspects of Picard. Tonally, I can understand why people might say that, but it's a new era for Trek, so it's hard to say. It's different creature than Discovery for sure, and they are kind of more adult oriented as far as the language and the violence and stuff goes. But overall, I think it was good. A lot of aspects about it I liked. Would it be first on my rewatch list? No, but I still enjoyed it. Rosetta Allen says she loves the shirt. Thank you. Herbsta Magnus says no shit, Sherlock. There you go. Rambling Rattlesnake. Do you think Probert's Enterprise C makes a good hero ship? Because I do personally. Probert's Enterprise C is nice. There's a lot I like about it. There's a lot of aspects about it I don't like as well. But yes, it makes a good hero ship. I would love to see a series that focuses around an ambassador class. But honestly, I prefer Rick Sternbach's ambassador class design a lot better. Just my personal preference there. T-Berg Sci-Fi fan. Good afternoon. I can only imagine Data tapping buttons on Captain Foley's epic chest. Life forms. Tiny nipple life forms. Where are you? That's just wrong. And Rosetta says yes, Central Time. So 10 Central Time. What is that for Eastern? I think you're an hour behind us? Yes. So 10 her time would be 11 my time, Eastern Standard Time, I think. Um, T-Big Sci-Fi fan, if you have trouble with alien translations, do you use Rosetta Stone, Rosetta Allen? Ha. Funny. Lost connection. Don't know why I lost connection. Let me try one thing. Hold on here. Boop. Actually, I'll try to clear that up. But okay, let's see here. Let's see. Signal looks kind of garbage, doesn't it? Dan23, I use the mobile app, and I've noticed recently in the live videos you can no longer press someone's name to get the option to go to their channel. Yeah, they're always changing stuff, which is kind of shitty. So, wish they wouldn't mess with things. Same with Facebook. Herbstomagus. Enterprise set the low bar, and it will be hard for any Trek show to be worse than it. But I still watched all of Enterprise and enjoyed much of it. There's a lot of good stuff about Enterprise too. I'd rather watch Enterprise than Picard, I think. But I tuned out in season 3 when the whole Zindi thing happened originally. But going back and rewatching it, the Zindi arc, that season 3 is actually very well written and well done. So yeah, Enterprise is a weird one for sure. Daniel's Hot Topics. Did you see the battle between Seven of Nine and Narissa? It was so cool. They were kung fu fighting, kicking, punching, martial arts, yelling, "Hiya!" It was hot. I did see that. We reviewed it. So, yeah. I have a feeling Narissa would probably come back. Just saying. Big puff bubbles. Big puff bubbles. My internet crashed hard. Yeah, I noticed the connection hasn't been fantastic this time around for this, and I think it might just be because everybody's home and it's kind of a peak time of day, and I am in the basement, so that could have something to do with it as well. But anyway, seems to be good now. So, if you could change one thing about Picard, what would it be? Asked Rhode Island. I would want a better hero ship. I would want something that looks Starfleet, because the Lost Arena doesn't. Rosetta Allen, oy vey, I've heard those jokes a billion times. What Rosetta Stones? Yeah, sorry. Herbster Magnus, more Federation ships and better ones. Yeah, just Federation ships in general would be great. Like I said, the La Serena as a Federation ship would be fantastic. And that final fleet, have a variety of ships. And not have the fleet so big. Maybe 15, 20 ships against probably like 18, 20, 25 Romulan ships. So it's a little bit of a, the Romulan fleet kind of outnumbers them a little bit. That'd be great. The big exclusive, that's one nice Vulcan poster behind you. It certainly is. Herbster Magus at Rhode Island. I really wish they just imported a bunch of STO ships. It would have been so easy. They could have modded them a little, but whatever. A little bit or whatever. Well, from what I've heard, they were actually working on that final episode till a week before it aired. So if that's the case, they could have ran out of time for detailing the ships, because we've done a complete look at those ships. There are about 3 different varieties, 3 variants with different nacelles and stuff, but very little surface detail. They're very not detailed. Sam's, who is a 3D modeler, as you guys know, pointed out a lot of the things that were missing from them, which would have been great to add, but I don't know why they didn't do it necessarily. Becky Schultz, not sure if you've already said, but which is your favorite episode from Picard? That would be episode 7, Nepenthe, where he goes and visits Will and Deanna. Um, it was the most TNG feeling, and I know it's not supposed to be TNG; it's supposed to be something different. But that was the most one that was the one that felt most like Star Trek, and it's funny because that's the one that was added later. That originally wasn't in the plan to have them there, so it says a lot. Herbst Omegas, Enterprise is complete, so there is more is complete, so there's more to watch. I hope by the end of Picard, I hope by the end Picard, it is better than Enterprise full series. Good point, Cap. Dan23, do you like Harry Kim? Do you like that Harry Kim had Nova class in Star Trek Voyager Endgame? Yeah, I'm glad he was a captain. Sushi Juice puts in $5. Thank you. Would you ever consider doing a show ranking of all the different Star Trek shows? Well, we did when we were doing our top tens, but that was before Discovery and before Picard. So we did do a top 10 favorite Star Trek shows episode. I would suggest just typing into the YouTube search bar Trekyards top 10 favorite Star Trek shows. It should come up. Should come up for you. Tangerine Star 26. For me, the best part was Rios from Picard. I would agree. Rios was fantastic, as were all his holograms. Just the actor did a fantastic job. So, War God 6. Buy a retired Starfleet ship. Picard could have bought a Stargazer. Well, I wouldn't want Picard to have it necessarily. I like that Rios had it, but yeah, a Stargazer and with automation, you wouldn't need much of a crew for that, honestly. Same with the Miranda class, something older. Maybe an Oberth would be cool. I do like the Oberth class. They didn't get enough. Even in the Dominion War, you didn't see. I don't know if you saw any of them in the Dominion War actually, but the Grissom, the Oberth class is really cool. So. Scottish Trekkie Cap, do you have Wrath of Khan Diamond Select figures? I do. Quite a few of them over there. Also have some up in the ready room as well. Herbst Omegas, Trekyards. I totally agree, Cap. All seasons, I was looking forward to you guys reviewing a bunch of new ships. Hopefully, they will add more ships next season. Yeah, we were looking forward to a lot more ship reviews as well from Picard, and unfortunately, we didn't get any Star Trek ships or Federation ships because Shaban is not a big fan of starships, stardates, or captain's logs, so that's why none of them are really included, which is a shame. Like, why are you in charge of Star Trek? The USS Rambling Rattlesnake, the USS Verite should have been in the Picard finale. Should have been. That was Admiral Picard's ship in the comic, the Countdown comic. Actually, wasn't supposed to be Riker that came in at the last minute. They're supposed to be Admiral Clancy with the fleet, which would have been great because she was excited. The actress was excited because she had some really good lines and no F-bombs. So she was excited to actually come in at the last minute there. But then we replaced her with William Riker, and I was like, well, you can't really complain about that because that was a great thing to see as well. So they could have worked them both in my opinion, but yeah. The big exclusive in the Picard finale. Can anyone tell me why the Romulan fleet didn't cloak and warp to the planet? They could have done a surprise attack. Why did the Romulan fleet stay visible the whole time? Couldn't warp as fast. Maybe they don't have cloak now. I don't know. Nothing's really answered. Plus, they didn't think that there was going to be any kind of opposition when they got there. They expected just a planet in the middle of nowhere with no real infrastructure. So, could be they underestimated the situation. Rhode Island at Trekyards. Could they have left the detail out because I didn't expect people to go in how much detail about the ships? No, that would just be a stupid assumption. They should know their fan base by now. Just do a quick search on YouTube of Star Trek ship, and you'll see a whole bunch of videos of analysis of ships from other channels as well as Trekyards. So maybe they just don't like Trekyards, and they're like, well, we don't want to give those guys anything to talk about. Let's not include any ships. Shut them down. Don't know. Dreamer out there, Trekyards, can you show us your Transformers behind you? I've showed them before, but I mean, there's I don't want to tilt the camera down because I don't want to mess with it. So there's a lot there. I've done videos on them before, so if you're interested in that, go check those out. Search for Trick Transformers Captain Foley collection. Yeah, you'll find them. Herbs Domagus, $2. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I will endeavor to do so. It's just mediocre work, honestly. Sushi Juice. I meant ranking of the different series. Yeah, that's what the top 10 is, where we talk about which series are our top, which is number one. And so we talk about the pros and cons of them. And don't know if that's what you mean specifically, but ranking the different series, that's what it means to me, is a top 10 kind of thing. Dreamer out there, I like the shirt cap. Thank you. War God 6. Nova was beautiful, though was cheap reuse of the ship. But glad they didn't cheap out like they did with Frozen. With Frozen. And actually, the Nova class in that Kim was the captain of was actually a Rhode Island class, because but it was had a lot of different details and refinements done by Rob Bonchoon. So it actually is a different class of ship. There are different details to the Nova class. So we've done episodes on that, talking with Rob actually about all the changes he did make to it. So I would suggest checking that out. War God 6. Diamond Select needs to redo Defiant and Voyager. Diamond Select needs to do a lot of things. They need to get their head out of their asses and give us an Enterprise C that actually has working lights and sound, and it's not gold. And they need to get the Reliant moving finally. They've been teasing a Reliant for a while. And yeah, they just need to step up their game a little bit and give us some different ships. Daniel's Hot Topics. Trekyards. Captain Foley, do you think sorry, I don't know what happened there. I got a little spinny thing and stopped. So, anyways, no, I was saying I don't think you're going to see an Enterprise in Picard at all. I'm happy with not seeing an Enterprise. I just want to see some Federation ships. I don't think pulling the Enterprise in every time would be good necessarily. So, it's still spinning, but that's okay. You can see me because I can see myself here. See? Mr. Captain 93 Trekyards, love the hat. Elementary, my dear Samuel. Yeah, although Samuel is more like Holmes than I am. He's the taller, lankier one. You know, he'd probably be Holmes and I'd be Watson. But no, because I'm the captain and I'm a Sherlock Holmes fan, so I'd be Holmes. T-Bird Sci-Fi fan. Don't want to turn the camera down because of this pandemic. I don't wear pants. I'm wearing pants, and I like the second one better, though. Ooh, my other light went out. Battery. That's okay. Okay. Herbstum Megas, you always do top-notch work, Cap. The commander does too, even though I generally agree with you more than him. It's because you're smart. Dan 23 Trekyards, what is your favorite Enterprise episodes? I hate these questions because I never have a list of the episodes in front of me and I'll inevitably forget one. I don't know. There's one E squared that's pretty good. In a Mirror Darkly, part 1 and 2 are obviously awesome. I can't remember them all, so I apologize. Kylo Cyan, Trekyards, isn't it kind of weird that the younger you are, the more likely you are to like the newer series rather than the older ones, unless you give them a watch? It's weird, kind of, I guess, but then not really. Because when you're younger, you want the visual effects, you want the cool stuff, you want all the latest, and you look back at the old stuff and think it's cheesy and campy and just doesn't look good. So you don't take the story seriously. You didn't grow up with it. You didn't see it as it developed. So yes and no, but I can see why it's, you know, got a bigger following from the younger kids, the new ones, younger kids, younger people. Kids aren't really watching the new one. Kylos Cyan. The first one grew on me. The second one was nice because it was faster. Then again, it also had the Mirror Universe intro. Okay. Oh, for In a Mirror Darkly, yeah. The second one was way better. The second one was far superior. The last like 5 minutes of the first episode and then the second episode were best. Daniel's Hot Topic, Trekyards. I unsubbed from Mecha Random 42, Midnight's Edge, and Neurotic, way too negative. They attack people with a smile on their faces. I've had enough. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of their content anymore either, just because I don't like the negativity. So Kylo Cyan says, I do like most of the series, but didn't watch TOS or TNG. I did watch Enterprise, Voyager, and DS9 up until season 3. Oh, oh shit, you stopped at the good point. DS9 gets good in season 3. From then on, it's fantastic. The first 2 seasons are not great at all. Kylo Cyan, the season 1 of Disco, but I didn't exactly like it or hate it. I don't know why. Jeff Jacobs says, missed my heads up. Missed my heads up. Oh, I didn't give you one. Oh, they're saying I missed your heads up. Yes, I did, because I didn't know when I was going live, and then I had a computer issue, which I had to deal with, and then, so, sorry. Sean Wright, I did the same, Kylo. It was way too negative. No one wants to watch too much negativity. Yeah, I don't mind negativity as long as it's balanced by something, and at least given the proper debate that it requires. Too many people on one stream that all have the same point of view. It's all just negative, negative, negative. Little much. That's why I like Anti-Trekker, because he's negative about a lot of things in Discovery, but he shows the positive as well, and he talks about why he thought it was negative, and he's got some very good points. So much more enjoyable to watch than, say, Midnight's Edge or Mecha Random or Doomcock or anything like that. So yeah, it's got to be a nice balance at least. But then you get those streams where it's Nerdrotic and Mecha and Doomcock, and they all have the same view. They all just hate the show, and that's all it is. It's a little much. It's just too much negativity. Jeff says he's not at home. Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Sean Wright says All Good Things is the best episode. I would disagree 1,000%. It's a good episode, but it's not the best of TNG, and it's definitely not the best of Star Trek. Dan23, Trekyard's favorite ship from Babylon 5. That would have to be the White Star. I think the White Star's a really cool design. But yeah, that'd be my answer for the White Star. Herbsta Megas at Kylo. It is a good time for it. DS9, TNG, and Voyager all overlap a bit, so I would start with those. And if I were you, but they are all worth watching. To me, even Enterprise. They're definitely all worth watching. All Star Trek series are worth watching, in my opinion. It's Star Trek, so. But yeah, definitely for DS9, slug through the first 2 seasons. Season 3 gets good, and season 4 it really picks up. So Anthony Harvey, Star Trek TNG episode for me is yesterday's Enterprise. Fantastic episode, so yes. Herbsta Megas, Anthony Harvey, that is a favorite of mine too. Nonlinear time is an area of interest for me. Yeah, any time travel episodes are fantastic. Can you pop? She wanted to come say hi. Didn't you? You wondering You're wondering what I'm doing down here. I'm talking to these people over here. See them? You look terrified. Oh, that's a big yawn. So this is Precious. She says hi to you guys. And Ben Rupert, yes, they do look dusty. They are very dusty. Dusting these is not fun, so I haven't dusted them in a while. But there you go. He's on the YouTubes. You're famous around the world. People know about Precious. It's like Captain Archer's beagle, only better. She's a pug. She's better than Porthos, but they both begin with a P. Jeff Jacobs is right. Not liking is fine. Hate is not. Hate leads to the dark side. Dan23, anything you want to see in the new Battlestar Galactica show? Nope. Sean Wright, the swearing of Picard ruins Star Trek. Gene wouldn't have approved. It actually takes you out of the episode. It cheapens the brand. Problem is, Gene didn't agree with a lot of what happened after the motion picture on, but he slowly got kind of pushed out. And when he was kind of out of TNG, that's when TNG really took off and became fantastic. There's a lot of things that Gene wouldn't have agreed with. He didn't like Star Trek 2. He didn't like Star Trek 6. He saw Star Trek 6 like 2 weeks before he died, and he hated it, thought it was the worst of the Star Trek movies, just because of the things it was exploring as far as racism and stuff goes. So to say Gene wouldn't have approved, I don't know. Herbster Megas, many of the criticisms of Discovery are fair, but Burnham, the character actress, gets way too much hate in general, and there is a distinct tinge of racism and sexism to the hate she gets. Oh yeah, a lot of people just jump on that bandwagon right away. But honestly, the character is a little too OP, a little too overpowered, a little bit too godlike, a little bit too solving everybody's problems, telling captains what to do. Kylo Cyan, I did watch Doomcock and the rest for a time, but then I saw Kowalski's video on him exposing him, and I lost all trust in him ever telling some of the truth. See, the problem is, I knew Doomcock like early on, and I chatted with him, and he said he had an inside source, and I knew who his inside source was, even though the name was never exchanged. And I said, you can't trust that guy. He's been trying to talk to us for 3 years or so, and pretty much 7% of what he tells you is actually accurate. The rest is all bullshit and doesn't come to fruition. So I said, don't trust the guy. Don't trust your source. And yeah, nobody listened to me, but that's okay. Daniel's Hot Topic, Trekyards. Captain Foley, I heard that the head of CBS, Sherry Reedstone, does not like J.J. Abrams or Alex Kurtzman, and after Kurtzman's 5-year contract, CBS will erase all new Trek shows from canon. I wouldn't believe that for a second. That sounds like a bullshit article. So no, no. If it happens, cool. But if it won't. And even if she does erase it from canon, there's still going to be the fans of it that it's canon, no matter what they say. It's my canon. So I mean, we're all like that. We all have our head canon, but yeah, no matter what they say, a lot of people, they've officially canonized Star Trek the animated series now, and a lot of people are like, no, I don't consider it canon. Well, I do. So, no matter what they say is officially canon, it's never going to be officially canon. Because even though they say that Discovery and Picard are official canon, they're not for me. They're this Discoverse. They're their own thing. There's too many differences between the 50 years of established history for the TOS era that you can't tell me that Discovery is canon. Discovery is the anomaly out of the 50 years of history of showing the TOS era and all the different series and how they did it properly, and they took care and they made sure that it looked like it was supposed to. So Discovery is the anomaly. So you can't tell me that now all of a sudden Discovery says, that's what the Enterprise looked like. It had the slanted struts. It looked way more sleek. It looks great. Don't get me wrong. I love the new Enterprise, but it's not canon. It's Discoveryverse canon. That's fine. Rhode Island, if Doomcock or Narok invited you on one of the shows, would you go on it? Uh, yeah, actually, we would. Just to make our point that there's good and bad in everything. It's not just all negative. Midnight's Edge has talked about having us on before too, and it's like, yeah, we'd welcome it if we got an official invite. I think it'd be fun to go on and talk to them. A lot of people would be pissed at us though for going on those channels, like, oh, you're giving them your time, and but I think it's good to balance them out, or try to at least. Um, yeah, so I think both Sammy and myself would go on if we got invited. So love your dog. Thank you. What rank is Precious? Higher than Samuel? Um, Precious, what rank are you? I think she's, I don't know what she is. She's like a tribble. She's a tribble rank. Kylo Cyan, I don't like that Burnham still stands on her own. They instead tie her in with other characters to give try and lift her up in canon. I hope that kind of made sense. I get the whole not standing on her own and tying her in with other characters like Pike and stuff, but um, I mean, her character's got a little bit better. It's been toned down for season two, so that's fine. I mean, as long as they do the character right and not make her an OP, awesome, save the universe every time. You know, she saves the universe more than Kirk and Picard ever did, kind of thing. Then whatever, I'm fine with that. Eugene, did Data wear that hat in an episode? He did in the episode Elementary Dear Data. Daniel's Hot Topics. Who would win in a fight? T'Pol versus Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee. Okay. Herbster Magus, I agree with you, Cap, on Disco's fair view. Okay, there's a lot of fighting going on in the chat. Don't like that. Just gonna ignore all that. Do you have a date set for the return of your TNG reviews? Not officially, but it's probably going to be Monday or Tuesday of next week. I don't know if we're going to dive right in with TNG. We might just have a general discussion about something Trek first. But we'll probably do at least 2 reviews next week, would be my guess. But again, we're kind of, like we said, we took a little bit of a detox from Trekyards lives this week. So we haven't really talked about it and decided what we're doing yet officially. So just keep an eye out. 65 of you here, that's great. And 63 likes, which is also great. But I know a lot of you haven't hit like yet, so hit that like button. Shade X27, I think Discovery is more of a tangent timeline. Yeah, it's its own thing, for sure. Paul, by their reasoning, it isn't an anomaly, it's just the most recent, so it supersedes the others, and that's bullshit, because the others made great effort to make TOS look like it was supposed to look. TOS is a period piece. You make it look like that. It's like going back and having a flashback in a modern movie to a Western, but instead of horses and stagecoaches, they're hover coaches pulled by like robotic horses. Yeah, you went back to the Western time, but you did it all wrong and it looks way too advanced. So you're saying just because you have the ability to do it now, that's how it should have looked? Nope. Western period's a period piece, so was TOS. It's pretty simple. Anthony Harvey, I like Commander Saru, interesting character. Yeah, I thought he was really good for the first half of season 1, and he kind of got forgotten about and toned down, and his character kind of fell apart a little bit. But in season 2, there were some really good moments for Saru. I like Saru. Dan23, Trekyards. CBS has put more Star Trek uniforms and footage in Young Sheldon. I haven't even watched Young Sheldon yet, but if there's a lot of Star Trek stuff in there, I need to check it out. David L. There is too much time travel in Trek. It has screwed up everything. True, but the time travel stories are really awesome. I really enjoy them. So Dan 23, TOS Enterprise did not have a window in sickbay, but they put it in the animated short trek. Oh, don't get me started on that. There's a lot about that Ephraim and Dot short trek that bothers me about the Enterprise, but whatever. It's an animated short trek. Whenever I criticize anything about it, they're like, oh, it's an animated one. It's made for the kids. Then make the Enterprise look right. Simple. Let's see. Rhode Island Trekyards. Captain, is that hat that can be worn both ways as it has a cap at each end? Well, yeah, I guess. Let's got the little ear things. You untie this and you put it over your ears. Or if you want to look like a complete idiot, you can wear it like this. But, see, my hair's all. I envy people that can wear hats and then take them off and their hair looks good. I never wear a hat for more than 10 minutes and take it off and my hair look good. David L., you guys must have been mega shattered, tired after the marathon reviews you both did. I don't know how you get the time for it. We were. That's why we took this week off. We're sick of talking about Picard. We kind of just don't want to talk about Picard for a little while at least. But then Discovery will start up and the same thing will happen, and then we'll get sick of talking about Discovery. So it's fine. Daniel's Hot Topics. What are the odds that William Shatner returns to Star Trek? We need the legend back. 0. Or 0. I guess I shouldn't do this. That's okay. But 0. Herbst just says, I would say about 3.5%. Dan 23. TOS, they found the formula for time travel, but TNG, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, they don't do it until time travel is invented in the future. There's actually a book about that, but what's it called? I think the book's actually called Section 31. Anyway. Shade X27, does anyone on Trekyards play STO? If so, favorite mission? Well, we have our Trekyards fleet. We have Team Trekyards. There's an official Facebook group for it, and we have the fleet in game. We have our own starbase, our fleet starbase, and it's built up. It's like a really high level starbase. So can PC users use the gamepad properly yet? I don't know. Daniel's Hot Topics. What are the odds that they will mention Trump or the COVID-19 in season 2 of Discovery? Season 2 or Discovery season 4? I don't know. Non-existent, maybe? I don't know. Patrick Kaiser, you could watch some sci-fi animes for a change. I think you're talking to somebody in the chat there. 75 people watching, 71 likes. That's great, but let's get those likes up to at least 75. Should be easy because 4 of you probably haven't hit that like button. If you can get up to 80, that's even better. So if you could do that, please feel free. Also, if you want to super chat, that would be also very good. Had a few this live. Had a lot more yesterday, which was great. But if you can, please do. Just don't forget it exists. Super chat. XNO. Picard and Disco feel like really expensive fan films, but not much connection to the old timeline. Alternative timelines, perhaps. If it was presented as such, it would have been more acceptable. Yep, if they had said from the get-go that Discovery was a reimagined TOS or a redesign of TOS, I would have been like, you guys did a fantastic job, bravo, keep up the good work. But since they said, nope, it's Prime, it's going to fit right in where it's supposed to, and then we see what's coming out of it, and it's like, no, stop, put down the franchise and back away, please. Don't touch it. Trump would be a product of the eugenic wars, says Patrick. Zen 1701. Kurtzman tries to kill the spirit of Star Trek. Have a nice day. What can I say? It's Kurtzman. Really have no respect for Kurtzman. So, let's see. Herbst says he's drinking beer right now. It's cool. Dan 23. Trekyards. Which aliens are better? The Simpsons, Kang, and Kodos, or Futurama, and definitely the Futurama, Shade X27. Seeing that poster does remind me I have the open uniform in STO. LOL. It's a nice poster. C. Crossland. Is that Star Trek poster modified, or was the Vulcan lady always so busty? Wowza. No, that's not modified. That's how the poster came. Talk about, your target audience. They knew what they were doing when they put this poster together. Send 1701. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you. All right, well, I'm caught up in the chat now, finally. So this has been good. Let's see, we got 57 minutes, almost at an hour. Probably not going to do too much longer, honestly, unless things kind of pick up. But just, wanted to come on, hang out with you guys. Sorry my light died, so it's not as bright as I could be. But yeah, I figured I'd do something new in front of the collection. Ships. I've showed the collection off before. I will do it again. I do my captain's collections. What are they called? Oh, yeah, captain's collection super chat show and tells, where you get to pick something that you'd like me to talk about or discuss the history of, and I do that. So I'm going to be doing more of those eventually too. So obviously stay tuned. But yeah, lots to talk about here. It's seldom seen part of the house, but it's one of the biggest collection parts. So, Precious, are you freaking out? Precious, come here. Come here. She's acting all squirrely. I forgot that I had a coffee. It's cold now. Herbster Magus, to alcohol, the cause and solution to all of life's problems. Homer Simpson's, yes. Shade X27 poster is roughly 10 years old, so beats some of the cultural cancel movements. Nothing wrong with the poster, come on. C. Crossland, jealous of those ships, very nice. Well, thank you. Don't be jealous, though. David L. A lot of the aliens in Trek seem generic. Not even the Klingons are scary. Wouldn't it be cool if some Star Trek even came across an alien-type chestbuster species, something really scary? Yeah, but if they do that, then everybody's going to call. They're just going to, well, they ripped that off of Aliens. But that's what they're doing with Discovery. Oh, it's Gears of War. I think it's Gears of War. No. Some franchise I've never played. But that's the Discovery, or the Picard storyline is the exact same as whatever. Mass Effect, that's it. Thank you, Sean. It's the same as Mass Effect. But yeah, there's only so many ideas out there. I know it's literally too similar. I get that. They should have changed a few things, but there's only so many ideas that you can explore in sci-fi, and they've pretty much all been done. So it's just every sci-fi recycles the things. Even Star Trek series themselves recycle the scripts and just change things around a little bit for each series. Like you can find TNG, Voyager, Deep Space Nine episodes, and Enterprise that are pretty much all identical, just with a few things changed. So if they do anything like a chestbuster, be like, oh wow, they ripped off the aliens there. Well, yeah, because it's a terrifying parasite that lives in your body. They kind of did that with Conspiracy, I guess, the little thingy in the neck. But Sean Wright, if Picard season 2 was filming and Patrick died, what would be their plan B? I have no idea. I've wondered that myself, though. Hertz Omegas. Trek has always had sex appeal. Look at the extras in TNG. So many of them are super hot with huge, fantastic boobs. Wow. The casting director had my taste. I just watched a documentary on that talking about uh, what's his name? God damn it, Michael. No. Oh my God, the lead guy on TNG. Not Ron Moore. Rick Berman. That he's a misogynist, and so that's why in Voyager and TNG there's a lot of very sexist clothing and things like that. But X XNO, have you seen the scathing reviews of Red Letter Media? Too cynical or right on the money? Both. I really like Red Letter Media. There's some smart guys. I thought they had a little bit more knowledge of Star Trek because a lot of times they go in talking about stuff and they quite don't know what they're talking about. Like they didn't obviously didn't research, which is fine. A lot of times we don't research when we talk, but little too harsh. But overall, they're within the target zone of the target. They're not bullseyeing it, but they're close. So, Kylo Cyan, that's a very long mug. Well, you know what they say about a long mug. It's also got the Enterprise on that side. That when the drink's actually hot, you can see the Enterprise. So. Becky Schultz, your collection is awesome. Thank you. Sean Wright, that's super clever. Oh, talking about Herbis Max is fine. Big puff bubbles. I'd love to see more of the collection. It looks huge. Well, by all means, type in Captain Foley Trekyards collection, and I've done a lot of videos showing it off, kind of shelf by shelf. So, Daniel's Hot Topics. I hope we get a Klingon series soon. Many people want a Trek series set in the Klingon Empire. C. Crossland, that AI vision was pathetic, not even original footage. I agree. I agree. If it's Star Trek, you should be creating your visuals. You shouldn't be getting them off whatever. I forget the site now. But yeah, I'd literally seen those things of the androids on Ancient Aliens when we watch Ancient Aliens. So it's like, really? Herbster Magnus. Yes, they have repeated episode motifs many, many times, and that is fine. Poetry rhymes, and so does Trek. As long as you care about the characters and it is a little different, then it's all good. Exactly. Patrick Kaiser. They would let Spriner do a voice on Stewart's son in makeup, Fast and Furious style. Oh, no, that's not what they do. Is there one episode where Tucker gets pregnant by touching fingers? Yes, there is. It's one of the first episodes in season 1, actually. Truby Howard. Hey, Truby, how's it going? $2. Disco is alternate timeline. Burnham's mom saved her. Yep. Trekyards. I noticed that many extras on TNG, in particular, are very busty, and it was for the most part tasteful. I just appreciate the actress choices. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons there's so many very attractive women on TOS, because Gene Roddenberry was a bit of a horn dog, and he wanted the most attractive women on the show. So, also so he could probably sleep with them, but because he did sleep with quite a few people, including Michelle Nichols. But that's, that's history. Go look it up. Dan 23, 2 episodes that are the same: Deep Space Nine, Shadow Play, and Enterprise Oasis. Not really remembering what those are based on the titles, but yes, probably almost exactly the same. There's even an Enterprise episode with Trip and an alien that have to get to the top of a mountain, have to work together, they're enemies. And it's exactly the same. It's script pretty much verbatim as the movie Enemy Mine with Dennis Quaid and Lou Gossett Jr. So, Raj Hassan, Captain talking about ripping off ideas from other shows. I noticed that the screens from the black hole look very similar to those introduced in TNG on board the Enterprise. Nah, different enough though, for sure. Yes, thank you, XNO. I'm behind the chat again, but Rick Berman is the person I was thinking of. Zeraxis is here. Hello, Zeraxis. This conversation about ripping other things off. It's funny. He just put his hands into the bowl of beads. Yes. Enemy Mine was awesome. Enemy Mine is fantastic. Darwich. Go watch Enemy Mine with Dennis Quaid. If you haven't seen it, it's a fantastic movie. And Lou Gossett Jr. does an amazing job as the alien. It's just such a good movie. Definitely worth checking out. Herbster Magnus. I never knew that Roddenberry hornball trivia fact. Everyone has flaws, lol. Yeah, he was quite a womanizer. And he had quite a few affairs while he was married to Majel Barrett. So, Big Pizza Pie. Hi, Captain. Hope you and your family are staying safe. Where did you get all those phasers on the wall? Well, I've been collecting stuff for years. I can't say where I got each of them, but I got a few. There's more than that too. There's more than what's just down here. But got them in lots of different places. You got a funny accent, Nash. Where you from? Lots of places. 1,000 internet points to whoever can guess what quote that movie's from. Daniel's Hot Topics. I love Ancient Aliens. Very fascinating show. I 1,000% agree. Sean Wright. Can anyone explain why rocks fall onto the set whenever the explosion happens in a space battle? Oh, the exploding space rocks. They're actually insulating foam that's within the consoles. That's how it's explained. So it's just foam that's been blown apart and is now in chunks. The dog is freaking out and running around chasing her tail. Precious, come here. Come here. People want to see you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, you want to play, don't you? I don't want to play with your panda. Come here. She's being psycho. Shed X27. Star Trek Online actually has a novel of various short stories. One had two Department of Temporal Investigation guys. One had dreams of the other book and Kelvin timelines. The other calmed him, and was a Q. Oh, well, that's cool. Dan23, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. They reused parts of the wall in Starbase for the Borg ship wall in TNG. Yeah, reusing sets is fine as long as you actually make them look different. Unlike Riker's Bridge, which is Discovery's Bridge with very little changed. But that's okay, we've done a whole episode on that as well. Check it out. Ha! The Hypergaz, Highlander. He got it. You got a funny accent, Nash. Where you from? Lots of different places. Highlander. Awesome movie. Fun will now commence. Fantastic collection, Captain. Thank you very much. XNO. The two Klingon sisters in TNG had some nice busts. I think it was still very tasteful. I don't get the sexism charge. Women should show what they got if they want to. That's their choice. But yes, I totally agree. You shouldn't restrict it that they can't do it. Just if they want to, and they can. It's pretty simple. Dan23, yes, some TSO phases have different color. TOS phasers have different colored handles. Yeah, there's gray, black, brown, and white. Different colored handles for TOS. So, true story. Why would the consoles have foam? I don't know. It's better than rocks. It's a better explanation. David L. Ah, yes, the Duras sisters, super cleavage there. but not traditional cleavage. It was kind of like under boob cleavage or middle boob cleavage. It was weird, but yeah, well done. Herbster Magnus, if they want you, there's definitely a balancing point. Discovery had brief Klingon boob and didn't bother me. LOL. Oh yeah, the naked Klingon boob sex thing. Yeah. Oh well. Zeraxis. So if a holographic interface on the Listerina explodes, do we get holographic exploding insulating foam? Yes. You see the little insulating foam hologram go, whoosh, and then it hits the floor and dissolves. Jeff Jacobs, $2. Paying for 50 likes. Yay, precious. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Yeah, guys, let's get the. Oh, we got 92 likes. Can we hit 100? Are 8 people out there? Are there 8 people out there that haven't hit like? We only have 70 viewers right now, but if we can hit 100 likes, that'd be awesome. And also, I'm just wrapping it up. So if you want to do a couple more super chats, would be great. Let's say another. We'll do the traditional. Another $20 would be great. A 10, a 5, a 5, whatever. Just to help out would be fantastic. So, Sean Wright, is Pike getting his own series? Could be, but who knows? Dan23, nothing official has been released about the Pike show yet, exactly. And we won't report on anything unless it's official, so. Zeraxis, I mean, all they'd have to do is not shunt warp plasma and EPS lines through the console, right? Stop doing that shit and they wouldn't explode like that. It's actually been, there was a conversation with Michael Okuda who said, with the way those consoles are designed in the future, there wouldn't be sparks, there wouldn't be flames, there wouldn't be explosions from the console, there'd be overrides and stuff that would, or whatever, that would prevent that. But it's dramatic, it looks good on screen, so that's why they do it. Dreamer out there, Trekyards, did you guys notice in Picard that Starfleet, Romulans, Borg, Glycerina, androids all have the same transporter and force field effects? Yep. Jeff says we can get to 125 likes. I don't know if we can. We got 102, which is close. So let's aim for 125. I doubt we'll get it, but it's worth a shot. Sean Wright, if it's blown up foam, why does the foam look like rocks? Why can't the foam look like foam? LOL, sorry, just trolling. Well, have you ever seen expanding foam? If you rip a piece off, it looks like a rock. Just saying, if it's spray insulation foam in the consoles, they need something to look dramatic, and shattered pieces of like titanium or whatever, shrapnel everywhere, just doesn't always work. It only works when it gets inserted into a captain's head, like Rachel Garrett. War God 6, if in Enterprise they had to insulate the hull for season 3, so probably what you're seeing is insulation they continue to use similar through the generations. I would never have gone there with that, but sure, that works. Siraxis, Starfleet, we value safety. Herbster Magnus, dream out there. If the virus shit really did have a negative impact on the Picard digital effects, they deserve a pass on it for the season at least. I hope it improves. Yeah, they do deserve a pass on it, but at the same time, when it comes out on Blu-ray, they better fix it. And it better be something that we can talk about on Trekyards. Like, look at these ships. They've actually added a ton of detail. They fixed the effects. Bravo. But they're not going to. Jeff Jacobs, $5. Got our 100, but 125 is in our reach. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Oh no, we're still sitting at 102 after I said 125, so we're not getting 125. Zeraxis, also Starfleet. Run out of power to the consoles. Zeraxis also would contribute, but sadly I have to hold on to what cash I got for the commissions. Absolutely, no problem. Herbster Magnus, Trekyards, yes, exploding consoles is very dramatic. I always thought Cisco would have sued Starfleet for putting deuterium support beams near his cabin that killed his wife. Right? Let's see here. Autocorrect sucks. I agree they should fix effects on the Blu-ray, but I agree they will not. Cry. Yeah. 125, says Jeff. 103, 104. Oh, we're almost not there. No cash required to hit like. That's very true. Patrick Kaiser, considering how effective iPads are today, how would dumb consoles need so much power? Becky Schultz, I hit twice. Like, no, don't do that. Just hit it once. Hit it twice and it goes away. Dan 23, Deep Space Nine. The Visitor, it's mentioned in the future they use different consoles. That don't explode, I guess. Sean, right. The consoles need so much power that they can have lens flares in the JJ films. Yeah, I mean, the lens flare option on the ships is very important. That requires a lot of power. Zoraxis, to be honest, I can understand support struts falling down when the ship is in the process of externally motivated emulation. Considering that you're checking the equivalent of fusion bombs around. Well, yeah, right. Richard, we will see the Enterprise in Picard's. Will we see the? No, probably not. And I honestly hope we don't. Everybody's going to crucify me for that, but we don't need to see an Enterprise in every goddamn series. The series doesn't have to be about the Enterprise. But it'd be nice as a little homage, maybe at the end or something, or a reference to it at least. But we don't have to see it. It doesn't have to be a thing. Jeff Jacobs, loving the L Cars tea. Thank you. Oh my God, Precious, are you okay? You hear this? Come here. Come here. You don't want to see the people. Zoraxis, somehow they make the space brick work. Yeah. Dan 23, I have a Star Trek book with TNG console diagrams. So do I. Sean Wright, so did the Riker ever make it to Admiral, or is he actually just a captain? I get the assumption he's just a captain. Precious, come here. All right. If the super chat too, that'd be fantastic. Otherwise, I'm going to close it down soon. But I appreciate you guys showing up and chatting with me, even though I look ridiculous. Oh, and somebody said they were going to screenshot earlier when I did this. So, might as well give you guys a heads up. Like Benny Hill. And that'll be seen internet-wide on Anti-Trekker sooner than later, I'm sure. Herbster Magnus, always great to see you, Kat. Be well. Thank you very much. Great to see you guys as well. Good chat. Take care and be safe, says C. Crossland. You too. It's very important, guys. Just stay safe out there. We need you coming back to watch and follow, and we need you guys, so stick around. Zoraxis, so just maybe a suggestion, idea for video, but Kat, maybe sometime doing a full episode listing of various Trek resources that are available regarding Trek, since finding that stuff can be hard. Ooh, that would take a long time to do that, but yeah, maybe. Jeff Jacobs, $2, $2 because I love Benny Hill. Everyone should love Benny Hill. or God 6. I was watching another channel. The guy said Picard takes place before the Enterprise F was commissioned. I forgot the channel. It could be a distinct possibility, as Riker said he was on the flagship. The Enterprise is the flagship, but when the Enterprise, there is no Enterprise, there's another ship that steps up to his flagship temporarily until the Enterprise is recommissioned. Because when the Enterprise C got destroyed, there was literally like 50 years, something like that, before the Enterprise D got commissioned. So there's a long space between flagships. You need a flagship for your fleet. So, but the Enterprise does get the honorary title of flagship each time. So gotta wait till it's constructed. So who knows? Who knows? Look out, Tower Radio, £2, some money for the pug. Well, thank you, but what about money for the captain? I'm gonna go see if I can get the pug. Just 1 second. Is there a pug in here? She probably doesn't like that. I found her. I don't think she likes my hat. Precious, look at the people. They will give you super chats. She's like, what's a super chat? A super chat is what buy you treats. You want treats? You want some treats? And Jeff Jacobs, $2, tossing a coin to Precious. See, people love you. I don't know why, but people love you. There, you talk to the people. Everybody hit like. Make sure you're subscribed to Trekyards. And come back and watch us again. Oh, that's disgusting. And send me a super chat so I can get treats. If I don't get a $5 super chat, I won't get a treat tonight. And I'll starve to death. Please, for the love of God, send a super chat. Right? Just like, whatever, Dieters. I think she's run out of steam. She was running around like crazy for a while there. Yes, you're right. She's like, whatever, Dad. I get the treat no matter what. I want to pet her forehead. Oh, I know. It's so cute. All right, guys. I'm going to call that quits. So thank you very much for watching. And thank you for super chatting. Thank you for joining. Thank you for just chatting with me. It's been fun. And we'll do more of these, obviously. I'll do a collection, Captain's Collection super chat show and tell sooner than later, where you get to look at the collection and kind of decide what I talk about. It's a good way to do it. So thank you. So Access, though, $2, tossing a coin for Captain Pug and Captain Canada. Shauna Leatherman, Trekyards, love the hat. Captain, question, do you think you guys will be doing a Trekyards on the Kittimer class Alliance battlecruiser from Star Trek Online? Probably yes. I think that's actually on our list of ones to talk about with Thomas Maroney soon. So probably just stay tuned. We're going to have there's a lot of Star Trek Online ships to do. So, and Jeff Jacobs, $5, sharing my good day. Well, thank you, Jeff. That's very appreciated. Precious, well, thank you. She won't starve tonight. So anyway, guys, thank you. Have a good night. And elementary, my dear Trekyards team. That's not right. Once you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Sure, we'll go with that. That works. Bye, guys.